Okay, right. Let's be honest. Right. If you actually want to exploit, let's say, yeah, if you want to be a Windows, if you want to write exploits for Windows, right, you have to understand operating system theory. Whether be it, and I feel like you have a better chance approaching Windows exploit development from Linux or any other operating system. But the notion of how an operating system works is ultimately similar throughout each individual operating system, right? So the kernels, for the most part, the functionality, kernel land, usually the same. The functionality is conceptually the same. What usually differs is the user land side of things, or user space, and also the applications, right? However, understanding the way of working with operating system kernels is vital, be it in whatever operating system you choose, right? And then also understanding how drivers work is also important if you're actually, exploring kernel development, right? So that's my ultimate philosophy. It's like you got to go through the operating system side of it. Choose whichever operating system you can master all three. If you're that greasy of a person, personally, it all depends on how much time you have and how much things you got to dedicate. But you also got to understand like a lot of the systems language, and especially like some of the things like how GUIs work. Especially like I have experience with GUI programming in Java. With some, I can't remember what the package was called, but you import something, some GUI library, and then it does the thing. So, but you got to also understand how that works, especially from a C++ perspective. You got to understand how fonts work, maybe in some instances. It's little things like that, because sometimes fonts actually play a part in guiding, in guiding one's processes towards. Yeah, fonts actually play a part in guiding one's processes towards. Fonts actually work in guiding one's processes towards like exploit development. There's a couple of exploits I've seen for Windows that like exploit. I think it's Microsoft Word that exploit the fonts or something. So having an insight around that is also useful. However, you've got to go through drivers. Even if you want to understand how Windows drivers works, you can do that. So that's all very important and necessary in order to be an effective exploit developer in the future. And so I think that's one of the things where, when it comes to rushing, man, you just gotta take your pace with it. You just gotta take your pace with it.